If you spent years cycling through different spiritual teachers, endless manifestation journals, expensive courses that you paid for, only to hear contradicting messages from different spiritual gurus, and still you feel that your path is not as clear as it should be, or the profound shift that you were waiting for still hasn't happened, then this video is for you. I'm Anna. I run this channel, Not Your Perfect Yogi. You guys maybe know me if you're subscribers. If not, please subscribe to the channel. And recently, I've gone through one of the hardest periods of my life. I'm going to make a separate video about it, but it's been really rough. I've really been going through it. That's been hitting rock bottom. So this actually forced me. I was always in search of manifestation techniques. I was always in search of improving my life. So I've been a spiritual holic for 10 plus years looking for everything. But once you really hit rock bottom, that's when you start feeling, okay, I need to find that solution. So everything that I was touching on the surface was okay and good. But once you're really down, then you really need those solutions. So I narrowed it down to three that have helped me really, really overcome the situation, overcome that period of my life, head into the right direction, and manifest what I wanted to manifest. And after I discovered these methods, after I discovered that these are the methods that actually worked, I tried to retrospectively explain to myself why do they work and what are the principles behind it. Different teachers will call them different things, but for me, the three principles that these three methods work with are the vault, also known as the source at some points, also known as the vortex, also known as God in some of the spiritual teachings, but for me, I call it the vault. Second, the blueprint, and I'm going to go into this because I think this is the most important one, and this is something that has to do with the second um, teaching or solution that I found for myself, and actually that brought me the most breakthrough in the end. And the third one is the vessel. Before I go into the three methods, I want to talk a bit about why most of the manifestations fail. And they fail you also. And that is tied to what I said before, is that they only work on a superficial level. For example, if you treat the mind and the subconscious and the body as separate entities, you might clear a pattern from the mind, but you might still be holding trauma in your body. You might try to access the quantum field, but if your subconscious mind is playing the I'm not worthy tape in the background, this is what's going to be programmed. So if you only work on one aspect, or if you try really hard and write in a notebook every day things that you're not internally believing, or you write every day, I'm worthy, I'm skinny, I'm good looking, but you're not working on the body to integrate that, things will only work in very small, moderate ways. If you don't integrate the whole, and if you don't integrate the vault, the blueprint, and the vessel, the manifestation cannot work. So combining all these three methods have worked for me because I incorporated conscious focus, subconscious focus, and physical embodiment. And it didn't come from one guru, it didn't come from one solution. It came from understanding that I need to build my own toolkit. This is what this video is about. It's offering you a toolkit that helps you integrate into your whole existence what you want to manifest and what you want your life to be from now on. First method is not going to be surprising for those that have seen previous videos on my channels. You know I love this guy. And the first method is the Joe Dispenza method. This is the method of learning how to get deep in the vault, how to get deep in the vortex, how to connect with the source. By the way, if you haven't seen his movie, The Source is amazing. That gives you a lot of clarity. The good part about Joe Dispenza is that he works a lot with proven medical evidence as well with science. He takes pride in this. And the fact that your body is able to show the results that only at a spiritual level many people understood until now, this is a breakthrough in itself. So Joe Dispenza's work was the first one, and that's because most people try to create from their analytical mind, so from their conscious mind, using conscious thought. This is happening usually in the beta brainwave, which is a lower type of frequency. In this case, your brain cannot create the solution to a problem that is at the same frequency. You need to elevate above the problem. This is a realization I had many years ago. This has to do with astrology also, because I'm big into astrology, and I realized, because I'm a Pisces, I realized that many people go deep into a problem, and sometimes I just like to elevate outside of the problem and see it differently. And I think this is a big insight there. So if you cannot see the wood because of the trees, you need to lift up over the woods. So Joe Dispenza does this, and he does it in a very precise technology. They teach you how to drop into gamma brain waves and move your body beyond the environment and beyond time. This is to access the quantum field. And if you have done any meditations, or if you have been at the Joe Dispenza event, you realize that this is actually happening there live. I have a whole video about how my experience was at a progressive retreat with him. But you hear people screaming, you hear people having the energy go through them, because you're entering a field. There is an unconscious field that we all live in, but because we narrow ourselves in lower frequencies, in frequencies that are denser, we cannot connect to that field to create from the field. So in the dense box that I'm at, I cannot move and I cannot expand and I cannot create. Once I realize that I am able to enter that field, which connects all of us, the field is actually connected throughout, and everything and nothing is there. So he's going to talk a lot about nothing in the meditation, but that's what exactly what's happening when you dissolve, when you merge with that field. You realize the pain goes away, the energy flows through your body, your brain, heart coherence gets aligned. This is what he's studying in his studies following the meditation retreats. And at that point, you're just having an outer body experience. So this is why people pay loads of money to go to his courses, because many people have instantly healed. There's groups of healers there that focus either on a person present in the room, or they focus on a person that's not present, but they look at the picture or they imagine. And that's because the field unites you. Not only if you're in this room, the field unites you with everyone. So once you enter the field, you realize that your power magnifies. You think you're so much powerful if you're focusing here in your little beta brainwave. But in the end, the true power comes from expansion and from entering what Abraham Hicks calls the vault, the vortex, what I called the vault now, what Dispenza calls the source or the nothing, what people many times call God or all creator, is debatable here, but we can actually go into a state where we're one with everything. And that's not just mumbo jumbo, like usually, like you hear in many. I kept on hearing this, you're one with everything. And I was like, how am I one with everything? Until you go to a Joe Dispenza event or until you learn how to practice the Joe Dispenza method, you don't understand this. And once you do it, he offers you the proof that your body has aligned to the source. Because once your gamma brain waves take over, the body starts to heal. You start feeling happiness, all your hormones, your serotonin, everything starts aligning in your body, and you just feel bliss. you just feel healing. So this is one of the methods that I believe is the biggest breakthrough of our time. And I believe that anyone that gets a chance to go to a Joe Dispenza event should be doing this. Otherwise, you can try doing the meditations at home. But everything that all the others just talk about or don't know how to explain as good, Joe Dispenza comes with scientific proof for it, and with medical studies, with a lot of proof from the people that have been there. So this is the one way which I would say to enter meditation the right way. So for me, Joe Dispenza has worked, and this is why this is my first method, and this is the method that talks about the source, the vault, the vortex. But like any method, the Joe Dispenza method is not without fault. I used to follow a girl that was practicing and it transformed her life. Many people after the Joe Dispenza big retreats, they come back and their whole life gets transformed, or it goes to nothing, or everything just falls apart and a new life gets installed. But many of them see actually things coming back later on, or actually the falling apart and starting from zero is not the most ideal way to do it. I always thought about it when I heard the stories of these people, and it's like, oh yeah, and after this I lost everything, and from that I had to rebuild it all, the family, the job, and then I realized maybe there's one component there that we're not working on enough, and I didn't have any answer for it. I didn't have any answer for it until I think late last year, early this year, when I had some very bad medical problems. I'm not going to go into it at this point, but among those, there were the medical problems, there were other frustrations, there were a lot of things happening. And through this, through the recommendation of YouTube, I found someone back in Romania, my native country. And then a friend came again and told me, oh, there's this course from this lady in Romania. And I said, oh, yeah, I've seen her on YouTube. She's great. And the course was a Theta healing course. This is not a Romanian practice. It's a practice that was invented by a woman named Viana, and she's in the United States, and she has done numerous coaching treatments, but also she trained a lot of Theta healers, and I've seen some elements of it also on a documentary at some point, and I was curious about it, but I didn't understand what it meant. So I went and did this Theta healing course, and then actually everything started making sense. So I think if you have to pick one method out of all the three that I'm giving you now, and if you want to pick also the easiest one, but the one that's going to have the most rewards, I would say Theta healing is that one. Regardless how good Joe Dispenza is, this method takes it to a new level. And that's because it works on the blueprint. The blueprint is everything that you have accumulated in this lifetime or previous lifetimes as your ego. Everything that you are made of, the trauma, the events that happened to you, the good and the bad, the promises you made, the commitments you made, the person you became. So it's nature versus nurture, but there's a lot of nurture in who we are and who we become. And our experience in this lifetime, or if you don't believe in past lifetimes, I do, and so does Viana in Theta Healing. But in this and other pastimes, the genetic material that we inherit, the trauma from our parents, even the good stuff from our parents, but all of that, the historical level, if you're a man, if you're a woman, if you're the historical level, if you've been here before as a man and a woman, if in this lifetime or previous lifetimes you've been putting censorship on yourself in order to be accepted, everything of that, that's what makes you you. So if you go to a Joe Dispenza event and you just dissolve, you cannot continue existing as a dissolved person in this society. You still need to put yourself back together. And this is where I think the method is a bit incomplete because Theta healing helps you work on this blueprint. Theta healing is a meditation practice where you go in theta brain waves. Apparently, that's what they say. It's a very sweet, beautiful meditation. It doesn't take long. You just imagine yourself going up and up and up and up through different layers of consciousness until you meet the creator, you meet the source, the vault, the light. She really works with the concepts of creator of all things. I absolutely love this because it connects you to something way bigger. But let's say you have an issue with, or it seems too religious for you, I think you can try to modify it. But I think many of us have grown up with understanding that there is a higher power. And in the moment where you acknowledge that and you connect with that higher power connects back to you. And this is what's happening in this practice. It's so absolutely beautiful. And once you're there, you're just asking to see what your blueprint is. You're asking to see what the trauma is. You're asking, why is this happening to me now? Why this disease? Why this unfortunate event? And usually you do it with a practitioner, and the practitioner sees it for you. But once you learn how to do it, you can do it yourself for yourself or for other people. And usually you would be absolutely mind blown or surprised that you can actually see it all. You understand. The answers are coming to you. Or if you have an unconscious fear, you just dig deeper, deeper, deeper until you get to the essence. And the essence makes so much sense. And after that, you work with the creator again to release that and to replace it with the blueprint that you would want to replace it. It's like you're cleaning your house and bringing in new things. Or if you're cleaning your hard disk and installing new programs. This is exactly what's happening there. And because you tap into this is where a lot of things start resolving. So Joe's method actually helps you access and see the problem from the distance, but this cleans house. So once you are in the vault, if you can clean, or you know what you need to clean in your house, or you know what you need to clean in your hard disk and what to replace it with, things fall into place perfectly. This is, I think, the one solution that has helped me immensely this year with my health issues. It gave me extreme clarity, and it put me on the right track to sorting all sorts of problems that I wasn't able to see or understand or sort in years and years and years. So if there's one method that you want to try out, this is the method that I would recommend to you. I also certified as a Theta healing in the meantime, because it was amazing for me. So if you want, I'm open in this beginning of this phase to just offer free Theta consultations, because it feels like something I need to share. I need to give out to the world. So if you want to look into this, write me down below, write me a commentary. And the third method is the one which many of you have gotten to know me from, and that is the vessel. That is not your perfect yogi. That is yoga. And I'm not gonna try to go into what type of yoga, although I realized there's one important aspect that's really important in yoga. So when you think of yoga that incorporates this, and that's the breath, because oxygenating the body takes it to a whole new level. So there's a certain kriyas, there's certain types of yoga that focus more on the breath. But even if you're just doing your regular practice, I think with yoga, I was onto something many years ago when I started this channel. I think it's like 7 years ago. And I did that series about how to lose weight without any effort with yoga. And I was thinking about it because many people sell it. Oh, lose weight without any effort. But that really happened to me. So I wasn't marketing or selling a thing that didn't happen. It absolutely automatically happened to me. And my body that was holding weight just released it. Any ailments that I had just were gone. And that was happening in a time when I was also teaching yoga and practicing yoga daily. And I didn't have a clear understanding of why this is happening. And I'm still going to go into a series where I explain this properly. But also at that time, my body started feeling what I should be eating and what not, which I wasn't in touch with before at all. And I started feeling what's the best alignment. So everything started falling into place. And from that falling into place, I was emitting a lot more energy around me. I was also getting closer to the vault. I was just letting more energy flow through me. And this is what was causing me also to drop anything that I didn't need to have in my body. Years come, I get back to corporate world, mega stress. I don't get to do yoga. I practice from here and there. When I do it, it automatically helps me. I get way better health. I get in alignment with myself, but the energy again didn't match. So the corporate stress energy didn't match with actually the essence of the yoga energy, not the power yoga between meetings, but the essence of the yoga energy, which calms the nervous system. I think this is the biggest thing because you go into the parasympathetic nervous system and you get aligned with it. And beyond the movement is just what's calming your whole body and your mind. So for me, it wasn't about that performance type of yoga or exercise that you do beyond work. It was about having the time to really get into it and get into that extreme relaxation. I think that it both challenges you to work the muscles, but at the same time, the stretching lets the fluid, which people are not talking enough about how important is that your lymph fluid flows through you, that your all the juices that are cleaning the body they flow through you. And yoga does this better than anything. And at the same time, it still tones you. So there's more. I'm going to do a special series on it, but I realized that yoga was the one thing that was opening the vessel because we need to align the vessel to be able to receive more energy in it. If you want to take that vault energy, that source energy, and live with it throughout the world and manifest more and attract more and inspire more, you need to let your vessel be prepared for it. And there's certain things that just fall into place once you get into yoga. There's certain things that just fall and become perfect in your body without you trying. But that's when you practice. That's why they say practice and all is coming, because once you start practicing, everything gets aligned. Like everything gets aligned when you meditate and you're in the vault. This is where everything gets aligned in the body and you let more energy flow through you. And everything will drop. I still believe, honestly, if you're not the very A type, I'm not A type. I'm B type all day, every day. And you want to get in shape, um, yoga is still the best method because it doesn't torture you, it just aligns you. And we usually need to go through torture, through body punishment to get into what we want to get into. And I still believe that yoga can generate more effects than anything else. And I'm going to do a series about it. So there's no point in just trying to squeeze it in this video. But the vessel needs to be prepared to receive that energy. Your blueprint needs to be prepared. You need to have clarity about what's holding you back, because even if your vessel is prepared, even if you're going into the vault, if you don't have clarity of what you already created and how to rewrite it, this is where you actually get stuck. So again, these are my free methods that have worked for me and have worked in incredible hard times, like out of this world. Sometimes they worked at different points in life, but once I was able to understand and merge all three of them, I think now I have the toolkit that I want to share with everyone and spread, because sometimes it just takes trying and trying and learning for years and years and testing different things until you find the right one. So I really hope this video helped. Again, write me down below if anything inspired you. If you have or you feel that you're at the stuck point in your life, again, write me down below what that is, and I'll try to comment back. If you want to get in touch with me for a Theta session, write me. I think there's so much more that I want to explore on this channel now that things started aligning, but I think I start with offering you this opportunity to develop this toolkit that you can take into your life. And then from there, we start working together. Until next time, I'm not your perfect yogi. Namaste. Thank you so, so much for being here. And yeah, looking forward to hearing from you guys. Oh, and subscribe if you haven't done it already. There's more videos to come, more aligned videos to come. So looking forward to sharing that with you. Bye bye.